Hi, this is Alex from BikeMatters. This is going to be a quick video on the Vespa Elettrica. It's a video that we are doing as a follow-up from the earlier this year segment we had on the Elettrica with a few details. Now the reason for this is Piaggio have just announced that the Elettrica is actually going into production in September 2018. So that means we are going to be expecting to see that later on, either this year or early 2019 in Europe. Now of course the Elettrica itself is going to be quite a revolutionary scooter. It's going to be purely electric powered if you go for the normal one, or there's the Electrica X that's going to be a combination of petrol and electric motor. Now of course the Elettrica itself is going to be produced in their plant in Pisa. I think it's the Pontedera plant in Pisa where they first produced their first scooter. So it's going to be where they're producing their new line, their new range of eco-friendly scooters. It's going to be something that we're expecting to basically get more details on in the future. But what we know so far is that the Elettrica is going to have 62 miles range in the motor. So you're going to be able to get just around the city, around local town, local areas, and then charge it up in 4 hours is the rechargeable time from just a normal plug socket or from any out and about stations that you might be able to find with some charging facilities. In regards to the actual mileage, the battery is going to be 50,000 miles as the limit. So after that, you look at replacing the battery, but 50,000 miles for a scooter is quite ambitious anyway, so that's not too bad at all. The Electrica X, as I did mention as well, that will see a slightly increased range on a single charge. Now this is purely because the battery itself and the electric motor will take you 30 miles. And then when that starts to get a bit low, the petrol engine will kick in and that will increase your mileage. The range itself for the Electrica X is estimated to be 124 miles, with the Electrica at about 60 odd miles. So you're near enough doubling your mileage there. It's a bit more efficient with the petrol engine as well. The scooter itself is going to be designed for basically city riding in mind. It's going to be something with the styling of the normal PX range, the Primavera range, something that won't look amiss in the Vespa dealerships around the country. The Vespa Electrica itself is going to be something that you'll expect to see in 2019, so early 2019 in the European markets. And Vespa have announced here that it's going to be in line with their higher price range. So with the GTS, the Primavera, those sort of bikes with the upper limits, you know, with the latest tech, the latest range that they have, it's going to be around that same sort of price. So that's not too bad, considering that usually with these sort of revolutionary scooters, they do look at putting the price up a little bit, but they are still keeping this in the range of the market. In terms of the power of the Electrica, we're going to be looking at a few different options here. Now, the standard Electrica is going to have, as far as I know, 2 different modes. There'll be the Eco mode, which will be limited to 18 miles per hour. So, you know, if you're going around a car park, if you've got heavily congested areas where you don't need as much power, it's probably going to come in useful. And then there'll be the normal mode. Now, Vespa haven't officially announced what the sort of limits of speed will be, but if it's in line with, say, a 50cc, you'd expect it to be around 30 miles per hour or thereabouts, which is not too bad for an electric scooter at all. Of course, off the mark is going to be pulling away instantly, so can't really go wrong with that. The Electrica X, however, that might have a slightly different capacity in terms of power. Now the petrol engine, that might increase the power slightly, as well as the range, which is going to be doubled effectively. Now the petrol engine might then kick in to give it a bit more oomph. You know, when you get up to 30 miles an hour, it might kick in and start getting a bit more power. Who knows really? I mean, we will update as soon as we know, and there'll be more information coming out at the 2018 Milan show. That's where Vespa will be basically releasing the full marketing of the bike, and they'll be going from there with the full specifications. At this stage, it is still early doors, even though they are now putting the bikes into production, which is September 2018. What do you think about Vespa entering the electric market with this scooter? Is it something that you'd consider buying, or are you just going to stick to a normal 4-stroke scooter? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Cheers.